We have made it to day 50 of the escape plan. So if you've made it here and you've watched all the episodes up until now, congrats. Because that puts you ahead of 99% of people who say they want to change, who say they want to make money online, but they never commit. So congrats. You're one of those people. Today, it's the final step. And it's about what you do next. Right? You have all of this information, but what do you do next? Before we get into that though, what have we covered so far? The foundation, the mindset foundations that you need to become the version of you that you want to become. To make it a reality. It's no longer a dream. It is real. So that's the first thing that we have covered. We've covered what is high ticket sales. So we've covered setting, phone setting, DM setting, conversation flow, the confidence that's required in order to succeed with setting. We've spoken about closing. We've broken down the framework that is unbelievable in getting sales over the line. We've broken down how to objection handle, what to say. We've broken down how to practice and improve our skill set. We've spoken about landing offers, how to find them, best way to message them, right? And we've spoken about the growth, the how do you go from that first offer to those 10K months? You have the blueprint. You have the blueprint. Well done. However, watching these videos doesn't mean anything, and it doesn't change your life. Action does. Implementation does. A lot of people watch content like this to distract them from actually doing the work. They watch content like this and they do nothing. They watch content like this and then they never commit. So they find something else like dropshipping, Amazon FBA, TikTok Shop, things that just are crap. Don't be that person. Like we've said, you have to be the person you want to be today. You have to take up that identity in every way. And that version of you, the one who's already done it, they've watched the videos, they've implemented on this. They're working with me to go even further, right? Because as I said when I launched this, like my goal, like full transparency, is to get you to a point where you understand the industry, you're making good money with it. So then you work with me, right? Because it helps me because I have businesses that need closers, and it also helps you because you get a job, right? So it's a kind of collaborative series, this, right? And like I said, you need to implement it though. Like you need to, because otherwise nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes, quite simply. This as well is something that I want to add, and I've said, but sales is a skill. You're not going to be amazing at it when you start. I wasn't. I sucked. I could barely finish a sentence when I started learning sales. Like I was just so socially inept. And like I could talk to people, but like I had very little confidence in myself and my abilities, and I was just, not good. And this industry changed my life. This skill changed my life. And that is why I preach it from the top of my lungs, at the top of that mountain, because it did that for me. And it can do the same for you. But it is a skill that you only get good at with repetition. You aren't going to be amazing at it when you start. You have to do the role plays. You have to do the call reviews. You have to get feedback from other people. Because otherwise, you hit a cap. Because you can't teach yourself how to get better. For example, little analogy here. Would you rather teach yourself how to run 100 meters, or would you rather have Usain Bolt and his coaching team teach you how to do it? Pretty sure I'd rather have Usain Bolt teach me because he's done it. His coaches, they've coached him to do it. So if you're doing it yourself and you've never reached that feat, you are instantly putting yourself at a disadvantage. So drop the ego, learn from others, improve, get feedback. And I just need to look at my notes here because this is something that, again, we've spoken about. It's committing to this, right? Committing. 6 months. Commit to this for 6 months. Don't jump to different shiny objects that you're going to see and hear about on social media. The grass is always greener on the other side. On social media, we've spoken about it. You're seeing highlight reels. They're not showing you the bad things that come with it. Very rarely. A lot of people live in this fantasy land where they think because someone is online, they don't have problems. I have problems. My life, I love my life. Great. But I have problems. Like, not mentally, but I have problems that I deal with. They do affect my mental sometimes. But everyone has problems. And to think that just because you're seeing these videos online, that it's just going to be better than what you're doing now, it's not true. The grass is always greener on the other side. You get to that other side, it's the exact same. Literally, all this game is your mindset. Commit. Just commit to something. And you commit to this for 6 months, minimum. I promise you, you will be a better person than you were when you started. Mentally, financially, physically, everything. You will be a much better person. You need to also ensure that you're tracking your numbers. So it's just committing, firstly. Then, once you actually start with the outreach, with the role plays, with the sales calls, with everything, you're tracking everything. Data is so important. We've spoken about this again, but I just want to hammer it home. Data is key. Without numbers, without tracking anything, you don't know where to improve. You don't know where you're going wrong. You're playing blind. Your numbers is what allows you to improve and get to that point where you want to be at, that success. Okay, so implement, tracking, look at the numbers, then you actually are able to live your life, the life you want to live, because you can see where to improve to get to where you want to go. And that is crucial. Then, staying coachable is such an important asset. A client of ours, all our clients are very coachable, but one specific client that just comes to mind over and over again whenever I talk about coachability, his name is Adrian, AK, as we call him. He makes $20,000 a month. He travels the world, lives in Spain, works in the crypto industry, the Web3 industry, basically helping crypto companies with their marketing services, right? That's the company he works for. And he's crushing it. The reason he's crushing it is because he's coachable. He's always asking questions, always learning new things, whether it's in sales, his mindset, physically, everything. He's always learning and improving and investing in himself. That is the keys to success. It's always learning, always wanting to get better. And that just fire that you have inside of you to do that is crucial because it allows you to get feedback. And again, it's similar to the tracking of the numbers. You need feedback to improve. Otherwise, you're just staying the same. You're capped. So you need to improve. Don't chase perfection is another thing I want to say that I have written down here. Perfection is going to stop you from taking action. You need to take imperfect action. What I mean by that is you just need to take as much action as you can, and it doesn't need to be perfect. Because through taking action, the volume of doing that, the volume of inputs that you're doing, it will allow you to see results, but it will also allow you to improve those inputs and those actions that you are getting and doing, right? Volume beats everything. Perfection is going to just cause that volume to drop right down. I deal with this issue all the time. Different to how you may think, but I deal with it. The way it happens is I make content, right? I make reels, post on stories, I make YouTube videos. I want everything to be perfect. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And it serves me in some areas, and it doesn't in other areas. This is one it doesn't serve me in. It has stopped me from making countless YouTube videos. The lighting isn't good. The camera angle sucks. What I'm saying isn't good enough. It's not valuable enough. It's not going to help people enough. The beginning of the video, it's not strong enough to hook them in. And there's this wanting perfect, whatever it's in, by the way. Like, I'm giving you this advice to apply in sales, but perfection and seeking perfection in anything, it just stops you from taking that action. Because I would have been better off posting the videos and learning from those videos. Like, okay, maybe people commented, I'm actually loving this new background. And I was like, oh, fuck, what? I didn't want this background. And people like it. Okay, didn't expect that, but there you go. Like, you'll be surprised. So don't wait for perfection, just take action, okay? Now, another thing is just always bringing it back to your why, right? You're going to wake up sometimes and you're not going to feel like doing this. I'm sure there's some of you watching this who've watched some of this series and not all of it because you got distracted, because you didn't feel like it, whatever. And there's some of you that will watch this and just won't implement it. You need to be so clear on your why that it motivates the hell out of you every single day you get out of bed. You should always be visualizing your why. What I mean by that is, why do you want to make money online? Why do you want to do this? There's a reason for it. You want to help your family, you want to travel, you want to create generational wealth. Like, what is it? And then I need you to picture yourself, the version of you that has that lifestyle. What your wife looks like, your kids look like, what do they smell like, what does the house look like? Every little detail matters. And you need to envision that and feel it, most importantly. Like how it makes you feel. How does that version of you feel? The feeling is crucial. And you need to do that visualization twice a day. I would always recommend it. When you wake up and before you go to bed, right? Because this is going to allow you to just stay focused and remind yourself why you're doing things. Because it can be hard. We're always looking for instant gratification. You will go a few weeks starting this without seeing results. Then you need to push through that. And if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing and you're not clear on it, you're going to give up. So focus on your why. Become clear on it. Understand why it's so important. Because otherwise, you're just going to be left behind and you're going to stay where you are because you're going to give up. And I don't want that. And I know deep down, neither do you. The next thing I want to say, like I said, the final thing, the escape plan, this series, it was built to give you the map, give you the blueprint. But if you want, speed, accountability, direct feedback, you can work with us one-on-one immediately, like now. And what we do with our clients is very simple. We build their sales career from the ground up. We give them the skills. We give them the opportunities to actually use those skills to make money. And we constantly coach them, give them feedback all the time through group coaching and one-on-one coaching. We also give them the community to practice, to meet other people, meet friends. Because that is a hard part, right? So even if you, let's say, don't, have the sales skills yet, that's fine. We've worked with people who literally started from nothing, and we've also worked with people who've been in corporate sales for years and made 6 figures a year in corporate sales. We can turn anyone into a savage if you are ready for it. So if you are ready for it, there is a link down below. Feel free to check it out. And it's so important that, like I said, you just implement, and always tie everything back to your why. I want to thank you all. I've enjoyed these 50 days. You did. You stuck through it. You need to now prove to yourself that you can take this information and you can change your life. That's what you're able to do. So make it happen. As always, I'll catch you in the next one and hope you have a great day.